Hey, what's going on, guys? Going to take a quick look here at Solana. Ticker for this is SOL, and I'm currently on a weekly time frame. As you can see, this has been trading very technically. I've been covering Solana since we broke above this downsloping level of resistance and we retested it. Right here would have been an incredible area to buy because, as you can see, we had the retest of this downsloping level of resistance right here and this upsloping level of support. They both converge right here. So anybody who saw this and got in on this dual support level is obviously pretty happy that they did, right? Because this happened around $18 and we are now sitting at almost $81. So very impressive returns on Solana as of late. This is one of the top performers. But yeah, in the last video, I mentioned that we were at a potential level of resistance. And as you can see right now, the price is breaking above it. Now, of course, this weekly candle has not closed yet, but let's take a look at the daily time frame. And yeah, this daily candle currently is breaking above the top range of the resistance that I had marked out. So as you can see, this level of resistance was pretty valid. We came up all the way to about $77 and sold back down to $63. So quite a big retracement rate there. Rebounding off that, we came up to test it a second time. We got smashed back down to $67. And here we are, the third time's the charm. We are finally breaking out of it. Now, as I mentioned, the weekly candle has not closed and this daily candle has not closed either. So pay attention to how this daily candle closes this evening at around 8 p.m. Eastern time. And what you want to be looking for is a candle body close above this $76 level, which is basically the rejection point here and here. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out and flip this back to the weekly time frame. And let's take a look at the macro. Now, as you can see, the top level of this range of resistance is based on the low of these candle bodies right here. But also it's based on the Fibonacci retracement, and I think this is the golden pocket range. So I'll just take a fib, run it from the swing high all the way down to the swing low here. And yeah, right here, this area between the 618 and the 65%, typically a very strong level of resistance that a lot of traders look at to enter short positions or to take profits. And that is what happened, but the momentum on this one looks pretty strong. I think Solana has a lot of airdrops coming up, and people are speculating, so they want to accumulate the tokens and stake them so they become eligible for the airdrops. So a lot of demand for this token right now. But that's just one aspect to the fundamentals. If you just looked at the chart down here and saw how cleanly this was trading, it was somewhat predictable without even knowing the fundamentals that this was going to be a strong performer. Okay, so now that we are currently breaking above the top resistance level from this golden pocket range, the 65%, and the low of these candle bodies right here, the next level up, pending we get those daily and weekly candle body closes above here, honestly, I think it's going to be all the way up here at around $120. That is going to be the 786 retracement level. And then you'll see that I have this drawn as a range as well. The top of this range is about $138 based on the high of these candle bodies right here. And if I look left slightly, you'll see this level was a support, broke below it, came back up, it flipped to a resistance, and then we had this huge dump all the way down. Now, the strength of this move to the downside and how we didn't create much structure on the way down is relevant right now as we come up, because as we didn't put in structure on the way down, that means there's not that much resistance on the way back up. And how I'm seeing it right now, around $120 is the first significant level of resistance for me. Granted, there could be some sellers coming in to sell right at the top of these candle bodies right here. Here, I'll mark that on the chart just so you can see where the level is. So I'm going to take a horizontal ray and I'm going to run it right at the low of this wick right here. So you see, this was a level of support. When we broke through it, the price came up and people sold as this support level flipped to a resistance. So very possible that some selling pressure comes in here at around $116. So if I was in a long position, which there's a high likelihood that I will enter a long position pending some bullish candle closes here, I'm going to look to front run this level. So my take profit is likely going to be around $115, just shy of this first level of potential resistance. And if I were to take a short position, I would not even consider it until the price came up to this top level at around 139. But yeah, this one's looking really good. I want to take a quick look at Bitcoin because I think Bitcoin is now at the top of the range. In the last video I did, here I'll change the time frame. Yeah, in the last video I did, I think it was yesterday, I mentioned that we were basically coming down to retest this broken level of resistance right here. And I mentioned maybe entering a long in this range and then longing it up to pretty much where we are right now, around the $44,000 region. This was a little bit of a fake out right here. We got this dumped down and the wick came below this upsloping level of support. Bit of a fake out. I'm sure a lot of people got stopped out in this level. But we have reached the target that I mentioned in that video, which was just based on the previous highs right here. And one thing I did notice after I published that video is that we could be creating a new channel right now. So just to kind of illustrate that for you, you can consider this as the top range of the channel, and then the lower range of the channel could be down here. So you see, this is now the third time that we came to the top of this channel, and then we have 3 touches right on this lower region. So it's just good to be aware of. I don't necessarily think we are going to come all the way back down here in the near term anyway, because we do have several levels of support before it gets down there. The last level of support before it gets down there would be this lower upsloping level of support right here that a lot of people were overlooking. So you see it held a support right here and again right here. Although this wick did come pretty far down, so it's possible that we get a candle body close above this upsloping level of support with the wick down to this essentially the buy range, the lower area of this possible channel right here. So good to be aware of if this buying opportunity presents itself. But right now we are at a level of resistance, so it might be prudent to watch for a break of the top line of this channel if you want to enter altcoin positions. Because if Bitcoin does break above this top level of the channel, I think the next stop is going to be around 47,000, which is a target I've had drawn on here for quite a while based on the top of these candle bodies right here. So yeah, $47,000 for Bitcoin if it's able to break above the top of this range. But yeah, getting back to Solana, this one looks really good, not much by way of resistance whatsoever. In fact, this almost looks like we put in an ascending triangle where we had this horizontal level of resistance, and then we were putting in higher lows. Whenever you see this happen at resistance, this is a very bullish pattern, and more often than not, you're going to break to the upside. So keep an eye on how this candle closes, and the weekly is not going to close until Sunday evening, but definitely keep an eye on this as well. And again, what you want to see is a candle body closing above the top line of this level of resistance at around $76. If the candle closed in its current state, that's going to be very, very bullish. And then, as I mentioned, the next targets that I'm going to be looking to, anywhere from 116 all the way up to 137. All right, guys, hopefully you found that helpful. If you did, smash a like button because it helps the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I release these videos, click subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all. The market's finally starting to heat up again, and if you have your notification bell on, then you're going to be one of the first people to see the videos as soon as I release them, which means that if I happen to come across a good trade setup, then you could perhaps capitalize off that, right? Also, if you want to place to trade Solana and pretty much any of the other coins I talk about on the channel, I put a link to 3 different exchanges in both the pinned comment and the description, and through those links, you guys are going to get sign-up bonuses. Now, of those 3 exchanges, 2 of them are going to require KYC, but 1 of them does not. And the one that does not require you to submit any of your personal information, that's the one I linked at the top. It's called BingX. So yeah, if you don't want to do KYC, but you still want to have access to all the features of a centralized exchange, then check that one out. Okay, guys, that about wraps it up. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.